Always glad to see the sun come up one more time.
Humans all look funny.
There's something unnerving about synth. Never know if one's
Come
going
on,
to spring
boy.
to life.
It's time to go.
Taking up with dog meat, huh? You two play nice out there.
I told you sanctuary would grow. Sight not lies.
Imagine the good these synths could do if only programmed with the inclination.
Hey, Codsworth.
Shall I accompany you, sir?
No, not now.
All right, then.
Hey.
If the Institute and its synths think we're going down without a fight, they're in for a damn big surprise.
If someone needs help, we help them. If someone needs hurting, we hurt them. It's not hard.
I'd kill for a drink. Come to think of it, I have.
Nice day. Where are we headed?
Got a chill in my bones that won't come out. Too many nights
There's no
out
sport
sleeping
to
in the
spilling
fog.
blood if the person ain't earned it. Lucky for us, the
Play your cards
Commonwealth
right, and we
provides.
stand to make a whole lot of money.
Institute gives its lackings. Boys.
World is bigger than strong new. Let's fly, little human!
Hey there. Good to see you again. Have you been able to confirm those stories about a group of synths up north?
You heard right. I found a place called Acadia, full of synths.
I knew it. There was always talk of some place up north, but we couldn't ever verify it. Do they need our help? Can we establish some formal communications with them?
They could absolutely use the railroad's help.
That's maybe the best news I've heard in a long time. Look, I'll head up north as soon as I can. If we can talk face to face with these synths, it's a good start. Thanks, Bullseye. This could make a huge difference for us.
Make sure you're never followed here. It's all our asses if you are.
High-Rise was a good man. So many good men.
I have another assignment for you, Knight. Virgil. As long as that abomination lives, he's a threat to the Brotherhood. The time has come to deal with him.
Virgil is no longer a super mutant. His cure worked. He's no threat to us.
What? That thing actually found a cure? He can't be trusted. But as a human, he's trapped in the glowing sea. Maybe he can still be an asset to us. All right, we'll continue to monitor him. For now, for your service, allow me to offer you a new helm for your power armor. Wear it with pride. You've earned my respect, Knight. Not many can say that. Carry on, brother. Ad Victoriam.
Is there anything you wish to tell me, Knight?
Not at all. I have nothing to hide.
I find that very hard to believe. Proctor Quinlan completed the decryption of the data you retrieved from the Institute. A portion of his findings included a list of synths that went missing or escaped from their underground facility. After careful analysis of the information, we've discovered something unprecedented. Paladin Danse is a perfect match for one of the synths on that list.
Is Quinlan absolutely certain?
Proctor Quinlan validated the information numerous times. I can assure you, his results are accurate. The data you brought back included a record of each subject's DNA. We keep the same information on file for all of our soldiers. Paladin Dance's DNA is a perfect match for a synth they called M797. To make matters worse, he's gone AWOL. Disappeared without a trace. His sudden absence simply reinforces our conclusion that M797 and Paladin Danse are one and the same. I'm finding it difficult to believe that he never confided in you, and then swore you to secrecy.
You have to believe me. He never told me he was a synth.
Apparently, I've misjudged you, which means I've decided to take you at your word. However, that doesn't absolve you of your duty. Danse is a synth. He represents everything we hate, a monstrosity of technology. Our mission in the Commonwealth is clear. The Institute and its creations need to be destroyed in order to preserve our future. Which leaves me facing the most difficult order I've ever given. I'm ordering you to hunt down Dance and execute him.
I won't do it. Dance deserves a chance to explain himself.
You will do it. This is not up for judgment or debate. I'm giving you a direct order, Knight, and I expect you to follow it without question. Listen, I'm not blind to the fact that Dance was your mentor, and this isn't an easy burden to bear. But if we're to remain strong, we can't afford to make exceptions. Even when it means executing one of our own. Find Proctor Quinlan. He's been analyzing the data and should be able to provide you with a starting point. And Knight, there's a promotion for you riding on the results of these orders. So don't disappoint me. You're dismissed.
A moment, Knight. We have squires in need of training. They're young recruits. They need a good example to follow. Someone to emulate. I realize the mission is simple on the surface, but you'd be helping to secure the Brotherhood's future.
I'm happy to help out.
Good. Head down to the airport. Squire with a location will meet up with you there. Teach him well.
Captain Kells, I have new information on the synth colony to the north.
Tell me everything you've learned.
There's a synth calling itself Dima, gathering followers in Acadia.
It's renamed itself? You mean it's acting autonomously? What are you going on about?
They're trying to set up some kind of permanent place for themselves, outside the Institute.
So this isn't an Institute operation? Well, that makes it even worse. I'm starting to see why you brought this to me. What else can you tell me?
They're growing in number. More synths are being brought in regularly.
So this isn't a problem we can allow to continue. All right, I've heard enough. You were right to bring this to my attention. I'll see that the matter is raised with Elder Maxon as soon as possible. If he wants to eradicate this menace, we'll need time to refit vertibirds for extended flight. I'll get the crews to work. In the meantime, any additional intelligence you can gather will help ensure that the action we take is precise and coordinated. Do not engage these synths until we're prepared. Understood?
Vertibird docking system.
Attention! Any soldiers who have not yet received a field assignment from Proctor Tegan should speak to him at once. That is all.
I'd gladly lay down my life if it keeps humanity from repeating the apocalypse.
Squire.
Sorry, Knight. I need to attend to my duties.
Taking on a death claw without backup is a great way to get yourself killed.
In my experience, hotshots and big mouths end up with closed casket funerals.
Quinlan?
Oh, Knight. I was told you were coming. Sorry about this business with Dance.
What do you know about this situation?
While I was decrypting all of the data you acquired from within the Institute, I came across a list. It appears that the Institute keeps exemplary records where their synths are concerned, including logging those that were reported missing. As I was perusing this list, I came across an image of Dance under the heading M797. A quick DNA comparison with our own records told the rest of the tale. I'm certain this comes as quite a shock to you, Knight. I'm sorry.
He'll be missed.
Doubtful. I wouldn't miss a synth any sooner than I'd miss a transistor radio. I was merely sorry that you'd been duped. No matter. I've been poring over Dance's duty reports and, unfortunately, I haven't found any concrete information. As you're well aware, Dance had intimate knowledge of the Commonwealth, and I'm afraid he could be seeking refuge anywhere. I think our best approach would be to identify every location he's ever visited and eliminate them as possibilities one by one. You may want to get comfortable. This could take quite a bit of...
What the hell is this crap about Dance being a synth?
I assume your outburst was a reference to some doubt regarding Dance's identity. I can assure you that my findings are quite accurate, Scribe.
So he sets Dance up, and then you knock him down. Is that it?
Orders are orders.
Orders are orders? That's all you have to say? I can't believe that after everything Paladin Dance did for you, you're just gonna turn your back on him like this. There's obviously been a mistake, and we need to get to the bottom of it.
Scribe Halen! You're addressing a senior officer, and you will show him the respect that he's due. Or so help me, I'll have you brought up on charges. Now, unless you're here with information that can assist us, I suggest you return to the police station immediately.
Of course. My apologies, Proctor. I believe I have some information that's relevant to the search.
Very well then. Would you care to enlighten us? Or do we have to wait until you decide to grace us with your knowledge?
Knight, if you'd accompany me to the flight deck, I'd like to show you the information I've compiled firsthand. I've stored the data on my Vertibird gunship's computer.
I'll take anything that gets me closer to finding Dance.
Yes, sir.
Proceed, Knight. I'll continue doing my research here.
If you'll follow me, sir.
Well, if it isn't the man...
Scribe Halen?
This way. Do you actually plan on killing Paladin Dance?
Aren't you supposed to tell me where Dance went?
Yes. And I promise I will. But before I do, I need you to listen to what I have to say. I've known Paladin Dance ever since I was an initiate. He trained me, showed me the ropes, and when I screwed up, he taught me to dust myself off and move on. He's earned my admiration, my respect, and my friendship. I don't care what Quinlan's report says. I don't care if he's a machine or not. He's still Dance.
That's a bold statement.
It's more than just a statement. It's a plea. Dance is the most selfless person I've ever met. I've watched him risk his own life based on nothing more than principle alone. That's why I'm asking you, not just as a member of the Brotherhood, but as a human being. Give him a chance. Let him tell his side of the story. If you're not convinced by what he says, or somehow he's become truly lost to us, then you do what you have to do.
All right, I'll hear him out.
That's all that I ask. I'll just have to trust that when the time comes, you'll do the right thing. Before the Pribwin showed up, Dance had me identify a fallback point if we ever lost the police station. It was Listening Post Bravo, an old pre-war US military outpost on the northern frontier of the Commonwealth. It's isolated, and we're the only ones that knew about it. So, there's a good chance that's where he's headed. Just be careful. There's no telling what state of mind he's in right now, or if he trusts any of us at all.
Excuse me, Scribe Halen.
I know you'll do the right thing.
Going down. Approach and identify yourself. Law-abiding citizens will not be harmed. Attempt to play. Will be administered quickly and fairly. Until order has been restored.
Not be allowed to create these freaks any longer. I'm not surprised Maxon sent you. He never liked to do the dirty work himself.
Why didn't you tell me, Dance?
Because I didn't know. Until Quinlan got that list decoded, I thought synths were the enemy. I never expected to hear that I was one of them. If it wasn't for Halen, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. So, what are your orders? Does Maxon even want me alive?
No. But I'm hoping there's a way out.
Don't be ridiculous. Look, I'm not blind to the fact that we're good friends, and this must be very difficult for you. I wish Maxon had sent someone else, but that doesn't change a thing. I'm a synth, which means I need to be destroyed. If you disobey your orders, you're not only betraying Maxon, you're betraying the Brotherhood of Steel and everything it stands for. Synths can't be trusted. Machines were never meant to make their own decisions. They need to be controlled. Technology that's run amok is what brought the entire world to its knees, and humanity to the brink of extinction. I need to be the example, not the exception.
If you really feel that way, why did you run in the first place?
The moment I learned the truth, I knew my life was in danger. I'm a soldier, so self-preservation kicked in. I needed to regroup and assess the situation. Once I got here, and I had some time to think. I realized I'd just made everything worse. I should have stayed on the Prydwen and accepted the inevitable. Like I said, I need to be the example, not the exception.
The empathy that you're showing me, it's a human emotion.
I appreciate what you're trying to do, but I've made my decision. I'm ready to accept the consequences of my true identity. Maxon's ordered you to execute me, and I'll be damned if I'm going to stand in your way.
Is there any way out of this?
We both know that this is the right thing to do. If you refuse to follow Maxon's orders, you're undermining everything the Brotherhood stands for. I can't allow that to happen on my account.
If you're so eager to die, then do it yourself.
If you leave here without completing your orders, then I'll carry them out for you. Maxon's obviously testing you, and I refuse to be the one who causes you to fail.
No. I won't do it, Dance.
I can't believe you'd risk your life just to keep me alive. Why would you do that for me?
You're the proof that Maxon's wrong. You're a synth, but everything you've done has been for the good of mankind.
You're right. How could I have been so blind? I'm not technology that's gone out of control. I've been a benefit to mankind, not its downfall. Perhaps now that you've opened my eyes, I can consider my next move.
What's our next move?
You need to continue your fight against the Institute. I have my own path to follow. The only clear choice is for me to leave the Commonwealth. The sooner I make for the border, the sooner I put this behind me. Take my holotags. Use them to prove that your mission was a success, or Maxon will just send someone else to hunt me down. Now, come on. Let's get the hell out of here.
How dare you betray the Brotherhood?
It's not his fault. It's mine.
I'll deal with you in a moment. Knight, why has this thing not been destroyed?
He's still alive. Because you're wrong about him.
Him! Dance isn't a man. It's a machine. An automaton created by the Institute. It wasn't born from the womb of a loving mother. It was grown within the cold confines of a laboratory. Flesh is flesh. Machine is machine. The two were never meant to intertwine. By attempting to play God, the Institute has taken the sanctity of human life and corrupted it beyond measure.
After all I've done for the Brotherhood, all the blood I've spilled in our name, how can you say that about
You're the physical embodiment of what we hate most. Technology that's gone too far. Look around you, Dance. Look at the scorched earth and the bones that litter the wasteland. Millions, perhaps even billions, died because science outpaced man's restraint. They called it a new frontier and pushing the envelope, completely disregarding the repercussions. Can't you see the same thing is happening again? You're a single bomb in an arsenal of thousands, preparing to lay waste to what's left of mankind.
Dance wants to save mankind, not destroy it.
You're as delusional as you are insubordinate. How can you trust the word of a machine that thinks it's alive? A machine that's had its mind erased, its thoughts programmed, its very soul manufactured. Those ethics that it's striving to champion aren't even its own. They were artificially inserted in an attempt to have it blend into society.
It's true. I was built within the confines of a laboratory, and some of my memories aren't my own. But when I saw my brothers dying at my feet, I felt sorrow. When I defeated an enemy of the Brotherhood, I felt pride. And when I heard your speech about saving the Commonwealth, I felt hope. Don't you understand? I thought I was human, Arthur. From the moment I was taken in by the Brotherhood, I've done absolutely nothing to betray your trust, and I never will.
It's too late for that now. The Institute has foolishly chosen to grant you life. You simply should not exist. I don't intend to debate this any longer. My orders stand.
It's all right. We did our best. You convinced me that I was wrong to be ashamed of my true identity, and I thank you for it. Whatever you decide. Know that I'm going to my grave with no anger and no regrets.
Touching. Either you execute Dance, or I will, Knight. The choice is yours.
After all the sacrifices I've made, and all the battles I've fought for the Brotherhood, you need to listen to me. You owe me that much.
Very well. I'm listening.
Just listen to me. If I've earned any of your trust or respect while I've served with the Brotherhood, then I'd gladly trade it to keep Dance alive.
You value this machine's life that much. So, it appears we've arrived at an impasse. Allowing Dance to live undermines everything the Brotherhood stands for. Yet you insist that he remains alive, which leaves me with only a single alternative. Dance, as far as I'm concerned, you're dead. You were pursued and slain by this Brotherhood Knight, and your remains were incinerated. From this day forward, you are forbidden to set foot on the Pridwin, or speak to anyone from the Brotherhood of Steel. Should you choose to ignore me, know you'll be fired upon immediately. Do we understand each other?
I do. Thank you for believing in me, Arthur.
Don't mistake my mercy for acceptance. The only reason you're still alive is because of him. I'm returning to the Pridwin, Knight. Take some time. Say your goodbyes. And then I expect to see you there. We still have the Institute to deal with.
Excuse me.
It took a hell of a lot of guts to stand up to Maxon like that.
So what are you gonna do now?
I've decided to stay here. I didn't plan on spending the rest of my days at this old listening post, but it will have to do. Besides, you're still gonna need my help, and I'll be damned if I'm gonna let you wander the Commonwealth alone. Now, you better get back to the Pridwin. In the meantime, I'll start making this bunker more livable. If you ever need me, I'll be right here.
What about Halen?
I don't think Maxon knew she was involved, so she'll be safe. I'll contact her and let her know what happened here. It's the least I could do.
Can't you come with me now?
You heard what Maxon said. If I'm seen aboard the Pridwin, at the police station, or at the airport, not only would I be killed, I'd undermine his authority. I won't do that. But if you need me to take the fight anywhere else, I'll be there.
Goodbye, Dance.
Farewell. I hope the next time we meet, it will be under happier circumstances.
Reporting is ordered, Elder.
Before we continue, I want to make one thing clear. this conversation will be the last time we speak about Dance. As far as the Brotherhood of Steel is concerned, he's dead. Do you understand?
Of course. The Brotherhood must come first.
Perhaps there's hope for you yet. Of course. Dance's execution creates a missing link in our chain of command. That traitor held quite an important position with us. I'm certain that you'll make a fine replacement. His quarters and all his possessions are now yours, including his personal suit of power armor. Congratulations, Paladin.
I won't disappoint you, Elder.
Had I even a single doubt in my mind, I wouldn't have awarded you the promotion. Just be aware that a Brotherhood Paladin is expected to be a symbol of integrity to our brothers and sisters. I trust you won't disappoint them, or disappoint me. In any event, we still have the Institute to contend with, and a lot of work to do before we can begin our final assault. While the finishing touches are being put onto Liberty Prime, Captain Kells has identified a potential threat to our operations. Report to him immediately for your next assignment. Ad Victoriam, Paladin.
Attention. Due to increased raider activity, all leave requests to off-base sites have been temporarily suspended.
Promotion was well deserved, Paladin.
Affected parties will...
Hey.
Attention. Halbert pilot to station Epsilon. Halbert pilot report to station Epsilon. That is all.
I'll send for you if I need you.
Worried about these recruits. Too young, too green. Not like the initiates back in my day.
Don't despair, brother. We're here to save the Commonwealth.
I don't know what the protocol is about having dogs on the Pridwin, so I'll just pretend I didn't see this.
synths replacing humans with exact duplicates. I think I'm sick.
If you find any technical documents, you should bring them to Proctor Quinlan for analysis. Synths, FEV, who knows what other sick projects the Institute's working on.
Have you collected any blood samples, Paladin?
Yes, here you go.
I never thought I'd be so happy to see tiny vials of blood. Thank you. Here's some caps for the trouble.
Looking synths are the worst. They hide in plain sight.
You think the Commonwealth was bad? You should see the capital waste.
A synth. Right under our noses the whole time. But what you did, it was the right thing. But you probably have some documents for me. Or perhaps you'd like to aid a research patrol.
I found some technical documents for you.
These will prove interesting. I'll file them immediately. Here are the caps that I promised. Remember, the Commonwealth is an almost unlimited source for these technical documents. Check every building you explore during your patrols very carefully, and you might be pleasantly surprised at what you find.
I can't believe I was lucky enough to get this assignment. Reporting for duty, sir.
You know the mission?
I'm to observe as you purge an area of undesirables to cleanse the Commonwealth, sir.
Stay close, kid. You'll do fine.
Affirmative, sir. I've marked the location for you, sir. Tonight and get to take on missions like this on my own.
How can a machine believe it's alive?
Well, hello.
You were amazing out there, sir.
War isn't a game, kid. Let's get out of here.
You're right, sir. It's just such an honor to be working with you, sir.
Like
Ah, Paladin. Good. Now that the unfortunate matter regarding Dance has been settled, we can return to our primary mission.
I'm ready, Captain.
Good, because this mission demands your full attention. Now, before we launch our attack on the Institute, we need to address another threat. The Railroad. They're a small but capable group that uses subterfuge and guerrilla tactics to harass their enemies. Our tactical analysis says they could possibly hamper or harm our operations, which is a risk I'm not willing to take. If we strike them now, we should be able to maximize the amount of damage we do to their organization.
Fine, but it hardly seems worth our time.
The Railroad may not appear to be a threat, but I can assure you they are a potential danger. Destroying the Railroad hinges on completely eliminating their leadership. Otherwise, they'll simply regroup somewhere else. To that end, here's a list of the 5 targets we believe would cause a catastrophic failure in their chain of command.
Do they all have to die?
Absolutely. It's the only effective way of ensuring that they're no longer a threat. Now, before you depart, Proctor Ingram has additional orders for you to complete.
Our sources tell us that the Railroad has some sort of experimental or prototype robot in their headquarters. They're calling it the Predictive Analytic Machine, or PAM for short. Cute, huh? They use the robot for complex strategic calculations that are much more efficient than anything we can generate here. If you could use this holotape to decrypt the security on Pam's terminal, it will force the unit to return to the Prydwen. I'm certain we could put Pam's computing power to good use. Otherwise, destroy it. We wouldn't want it to fall into the Institute's hands.
Anything useful you can tell me about Pam?
We have very little information on it. Its primary function is supposed to be using mathematical calculations in order to predict future events. I have no idea how successful it was, but if the Railroad's been using Pam for this long, it's got to be providing them with some sort of benefit. I'm sure Proctor Quinlan would be pleased to have it in his possession.
I think that should be sufficient information to assist you on the mission, Paladin. When you're ready, proceed to the Old North Church and link up with our assault team. They'll provide demolition support and all the firepower you'll need to take the Railroad down. Ad Victoriam, Paladin.
If you're no good at hacking Pam's systems, you should take someone with you who can.
Recon report. Knight Wagner recording. It appears the intel claiming the old CIT ruins house an entrance to the Institute was incorrect. My scouts and I spent days combing the location for a way in and turned up nothing, other than a couple of minor casualties. When a contingent of synths boxed us into an old tunnel where we were sniffing around.
Maxon might appear compassionate, but
world is bigger than strong new.
I wish I knew what the Institute really wanted up here.
False men should fear strong.
Anything I can lug for you?
Someday, super mutant kill everything.
Why can't the Institute just leave us alone?
Strong getting hungry. Want someone to eat. So much walking. Want to do more fighting. Robot tried to be humans. Stupid robots.
Never thought a reporter could consider themselves a success until someone threatened their life.
Time's up, asshole! Keep your eyes open.
Would it be possible to speak off the record for a moment?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Thank you. This is difficult for me to say, so I hope you'll bear with me as I try to get through it. When you were first placed under my sponsorship, I had some serious reservations about it. Despite all that, this has turned out to be a rewarding experience for both of us. At this point, honestly, I don't feel like there's anything else I could teach you about being a Brotherhood soldier that you don't already know. It's apparent from your attitude and your actions that you intend to keep those ideals close to your heart.
I'm flattered to hear this, but I feel like there's more.
There is. I'm just not very good at these sort of things. Let me start at the beginning. I grew up alone in the capital wasteland. Spent most of my childhood picking through the ruins and selling scrap. When I was a bit older and had a few caps to my name, I moved into Rivet City and opened a junk stand. While I was there, I met a guy named Cutler. We got along pretty well. Watched each other's backs and kept each other out of trouble. When the Brotherhood came through on a recruiting run, we felt like it was a way out of our nowhere lives. So we joined up.
Rivet City. Must be post-war, because I've never heard of it.
You're right. It was a settlement, built inside the remains of a beached aircraft carrier. One of the safest places to live in the capital wasteland, until the Brotherhood arrived. It was the perfect location for me to try my hand at being a merchant.
I'm glad you had greater ambitions than just selling junk.
Once I saw what the Brotherhood had to offer, there was no comparison. Anyway, about a year after we were posted to the Prydwen, Cutler vanished on a scouting op. It took some convincing, but I was able to persuade my CO to let me assemble a squad and search for him. It took almost 3 weeks, but we tracked his team down to a super mutant hive. Those wretched abominations had slaughtered everyone but Cutler. He should have been so lucky. The mutant bastards used their FEV to change him into one of their own kind. He wasn't Cutler anymore. I had to... It was my duty to put him down.
You did the right thing.
It's what I was taught. I don't know if it was right. Ever since Cutler died, I've seen other soldiers come and go. Some were brave, some were honest. Hell, some were even downright heroic. But I'd never considered any of them to be a good friend. A friend like Cutler was. Until now. It's a good feeling, but it frightens me all the same. Having a bond with someone and losing them. It changes you. I don't want to go through that again.
Eita, flertar.
It'll never come to that. I promise.
Even though I'm well aware that you have no control over it, I appreciate the sentiment. I just thought you deserved to know how I felt. If you feel that I've overstepped my bounds, I completely understand. Whatever the case may be, I appreciate the fact that you took the time to listen.
Dance?
Ready to continue our mission, soldier?
Ready.
Roger that. Don't worry, boy. I'll make sure this soldier comes home alive. I know this may sound like a strange question, but tell me.
Cadê o...
Going up.
Deixa eu ver se a gente consegue pegar o Dogmeat. Eu acho legal que é tipo assim, pô, botar na parede uma armadura de... Ah, não tem nem como saber pra onde que foi o Dogmeat. Ah, zoado. Tá bom, vamos pro... Ele tá com a X01, beleza?
Hey.
Where do you... Want me?
Ah, não tem a...
You really wanted up here. Stay sharp. Don't let your guard.
Hey.
All right.
Super mutant smash all balls, man.
Cara, qual que é essa...
Always worth fighting.
All this walking's wearing me out. Maybe constantly trying to kill us, but Commonwealth is alive.
Why fight balls, man? Can't eat them.
The Institute gives its lackeys fun toys.
Robot tried to be human. Stupid robot.
Never did understand why the hell they programmed us to feel pain.
Institute fighters. Strong will destroy you.
Wonders of science, eh? It's like the same with robots, if you ask me.
Nick's the only synth I've met that didn't seem like screws.
So many humans. Not many super mutants.
You just say a word.
Tá bom desse jeito. Ó, fazendo besteira.
Chill in my bones, it won't come out. Too many nights out sleeping.
The Institute and its synth think we're going down without a fight? They're in for a damn big surprise.
Humans all look funny. I'm getting hungry. Strong hope we find milk.
Eu quero dog meat.
Heads up.
What do you want?
Eu tenho que esperar o dog meat chegar.
Tossed away without a thought.
So many humans.
I don't ask
Not
for
many
much.
super
Just need a full
mutants.
bottle and some bones to break.
It's astounding how much we still have to discover out here.
Olha lá. Agora sim, a armadura tá ficou com a cor igual. Ah, ficou legal.
Just can't keep up.
You know what? Since we talked, I'm feeling swell. Look at the two of us here in sanctuary, prepared for the future.
Ah, tem ali uniforme. Aí, eu vou deixar ele aqui, né? O negócio é que eu preciso... Eu queria ver o dog meat aqui. Tá, mas a gente vai deixar o Dance aqui de novo, certo? E se vocês gostaram, deixa o like, se inscreva no canal. Até a próxima com mais vídeos. Valeu.